Today we're going to be talking to Marina Mahathir, AIDS activist, social activist, and yet Marina Mahathir, you are a household name, very popular. I've been noticing quite a lot of criticisms on your Facebook, on your Twitter account. We may call them trolls, haters, or just critics. What do you think is the most misunderstood about you?
The constant thing is that you are just like your father, and you are getting away with things because you're your father's daughter, and this inability to separate two individuals just because we're tied together by blood. To me, it's like I don't have my own agency.
Right.
I can't think for myself. I must completely follow exactly what he thinks.
That you're promoting a family agenda.
Yes, somehow. It's like we all sit around and we discuss. And the thing is coming from both sides.
Yes.
Opposition side, for want of a better word, the side that doesn't like my dad, thinks that, I'm doing that, I'm playing the good cop and all that, but ultimately the agenda is the same. The other side thinks that I'm being a bad daughter because this is a patriarchal society, right? So we have to follow what fathers say, and I really can't take
you must
either.
be doing something right when all of them think that you're not behaving properly.
I suppose you could look at it that way. But then also, my Twitter account is open, my Facebook page is open, so more and more people are coming in. So proportionately, I guess there has to be, people who also disagree and voice it out. So,
Marina, because we are friends, right? Some people think that they can come up to me and ask me all kinds of questions. There's one question that was asked in a very serious manner. They said, do you know that Marina Mahathir sits on 50 boards, the director of 50 boards, and that's how she makes a living?
I wouldn't be sitting here if I was on 50 boards. I'm exhausted enough as it is. I have a small business. I used to produce books, and then I produce 3R TV program for young women. And now I have this travel website, zafigo.com. Not yet making money, but will do, hopefully. And I have a supportive husband.
Absolutely.
But the rest of the time, I certainly don't sit on 50 boards. I sit mostly on the SIS board, Sisters in Islam.
Which is a non-profit, Sisters in Islam,
non-profit.
Yes.
I sit on the board of Maybank Foundation. I sit on the board of the Malaysian Philharmonic and the Dewan Philharmonic, and those are really voluntary work.
Right,
So,
yes.
I think people have to get rid of this idea that you only do all this sort of activism, voluntary work because you have spare time and because you're cared for, and you do it because you have the passion for it.
Absolutely.
And really, it doesn't matter,
And what's your passion? I mean, what is it that you think you would like people to remember you by, or what drives you?
I can't really say what drives me, except this sort of inability to let go if I think something is wrong, and
Injustice.
Injustice, yeah. So I just keep at it, sometimes I think like I'm a bit like a pit bull or something. I get onto it and I won't let go, and that's just it. If I feel it's wrong, it's unjust.
Almost every day there's something wrong that's going on in the country in a very big way too. What do you think is ailing our country? Where are the solutions?
I don't like to use the word morals because we're constantly having to deal with moral policing, etc.
Yes.
But I think it is a description of it that we seem to have lost our moral bearings. We seem to have lost the ability to tell what is right and what is wrong, and what is just and what is unjust. So every day you have people saying the most extraordinary things, which good, decent people with a conscience immediately pick up as...
And where do you think this comes from?
I think it comes from greed. I think it comes from selfishness. I think it comes from wanting to protect...
sense of entitlement, perhaps?
A sense of entitlement, their own position, etc. And really not giving a damn.
And where is the
about
solution?
people out there.
How do you see ourselves out of this?
I think the solution has to come from people. I mean, the fact that there is outrage, means that there are still a lot of people with a conscience who do see what is right and what is wrong. The point is their ability to be able to voice it out and to take action.
Can you give me an example?
against it.
What kind of people? Like, for instance?
Ordinary people, I think we could go back to Bersih 2 and 3, the number of really very ordinary people, your regular auntie, uncles, coming out, young people coming out, because that very basic thing that elections should be fair and free is, common sense.
Do you think that, talking about electoral reform, do you think that in principle that this country could do the two-party system? This is not about whether we want BN or Pakatan, but in principle.
I think maybe ideally, yes. But there are, you look at examples from other countries, you can also see problems. Like you see in the US, you have either Republicans or the Democrats, and sometimes they don't seem like much of a choice either. In the UK, it's becoming more than a two-party system now. So it's going away from that too. So I think the point is really for people to have alternatives, for people to have choice, right? Viable choices, and not, just for paper.
That's a good point, yeah.